Hey, there she is. Oh, she's looking at a hawk or something. I don't know if y'all can see that hawk. We got them all. They fly around our chickens, and but I think it's more or less to get like what these hawks. They don't really. The chickens are maybe these are like smaller hawk kind of birds. They may be able to eat attack a larger chicken, but I really don't see it. What I do see is like the dove. They go in the backyard and they eat the chicken scratch and stuff, scratch grains, and the hawks pounce on them. So I think their preferred target is like dove and stuff. But the train just went by, and hopefully we'll be able to, but we're expecting, so we got a bunch of moisture on the ground. We're expecting some sub 30 weather. So I mean, honestly, I think that the movement of the cold air will like dry all this wetness out. But it maybe not. Depends if if it stays humid. This COVID's still freaking bothering me, man. It's kind of hanging on. I mean, and it's just for coughing and stuff. It's not really even for, I'm not having difficulty breathing. It's just this persistent cough. I might have to go get like a breathing treatment. I don't know. But I mean, I just cough. But anyhow, so we got the weather coming on. Apparently there was a hearing today in AZ about the there's like some email ballots or something. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, right? So they only had like 1,600 of them in 2016, but this election there was almost 10,000. So like 9 times more or whatever, 8.5 times more. Crazy. But anyhow, so the evidence of the malice is out there. Let's hope we get things done. Today I took my little baby girl. Right there. There she is. Hey, Marley. I took her to the vet because I have to get her weighed all the way up until she's a year old. Once a month, because for like heartworm prevention. She hasn't really gained much weight. I think she's going to stay around between 35 and 40 pounds, which is like the perfect dog for me. I had a 120-pound German Shepherd. I hated that dog. I loved him, but like I couldn't walk him. Like this one's perfect to walk. She could never pull too hard, She's more athletic too. So yeah, I saw my nephew. That's why I go to this vet, because my nephew works there. And poor kid. The death of my sister's mother, he goes, yeah, it's gotten to me. He goes, man, I've only been getting like 4 hours of sleep a night. And he was kind of tired. He was sleeping during lunchtime in his car. I gave him a hug and asked him how everyone was doing. He goes, well, they're okay. And I go, I guess they're just kind of, well, there Marley goes. Going at it. But he, he said they're hanging in there. The 10-year-old and the 17-year-old are on it as far as the they're doing pretty good as far as their mom passing, and I guess everyone kind of drew the same conclusions that, yeah, we love mom. But it got to the point where everyone kind of accepted the inevitable and was like, you know, and it sucks. But, you know, poor Trish. I mean, I'm going to miss her. We're all going to miss her. I mean, but she just, you know, it's just that, I don't know how to explain it. But, you know, it's just that she's just a sweetheart, and you know, and I'm gonna dread the day when we start talking about her in the past tense, you know, and that's the bottom line. I still think about her a lot. I mean, it's only been, you know, just I guess what, a week. Well, it'll be a week tomorrow, I think. So, yeah, she's a sweetheart. Yesterday we were kind of talking about imagery, and you know, you have like imagery for like memory retention. You know, you read something or you visualize a math problem, and you just visualize the picture of it, right? What the math problem's trying to say, and you know, and you kind of correlate it with maybe, you know, they try to demonstrate that in a lot of math books. You know, you have like, so you have like 3x and then plus 1, right? So kind of visualize it. Well, that's 3 buckets or 3 baskets of apples plus 1 more apple, right? You got to account for that 1 apple that's just arbitrarily there, right? That's like, it's like algebra, right? So, so the X is the basket, and you're unsure of the basket. You know, maybe you have like a rate of, you know, it's like a basic slope formula, right? You have, you know, you have three baskets of apples, right? And plus 1, right? But you don't know how many apples are in each basket, right? And so, but you have this rate equation, right? You know, and you're having this thing. So you're like visualizing these apples being settled in to, I don't know, a truck or something, right? That's going to be delivered, right? And you have the basket, you know, so this machine delivers these 3 baskets plus 1 apple at a certain rate into this truck. The question is, how much does each basket hold, right? So so you're visualizing that math problem, and you're putting it into application, and you know that you're going to load that, this machine's going to load those baskets into that truck at that certain rate plus 1 apple, right? So that's the imagery, right? So you can have different size baskets, right? The X, right? You can have different size baskets, and some baskets may hold 10, some may hold 60, right? Depending on what size you use. But they're all conveyed into this truck to be delivered. Anyhow, so that's like imagery and math right there, right? Well, then you have imagery and reading, right? And, you know, you read something like, you know, like maybe a romance novel, right? And in the romance novel, it says, her lips were sweet as wine. Do you really picture lips made out of sweet wine? No. You visualize, you visualize these really soft, sensual, sweet tasting. It's relaying a picture of that these lips are very succulent to the kiss, right? And that's the picture being delivered by that description. Is that the actual picture? No. So there's another kind of imagery. And then, you know, but the picture helps you retain, visual description helps you retain what is being read, right? So, and that it's healthy. So for interpretation, retention, you know, you can use imagery. Well, and then, so you also have, like, for problem solving, which was I was kind of driving at, but they're all synonymous with one another. You have this imagery of, like I was talking about, you know, the imagine the numbers out in this last election, right? So you have a sitting president who receives 12 million more votes, right? You visualize that, right? Than he did in the first election, but he still loses, okay? Well, that picture helps you interpret what's going on, right? And is that a cue for you to move on with an assumption of malicious behavior, right? Well, it could be, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be. There are some outliers that happen. So you verify if the numbers make sense. And, you know, and that's the start process of what's been going on. And anyhow, I don't know if I've elaborated on it anymore. I read up a little bit on the imagery. And you know, this imagery can also be coercive, right? You know, just painting pictures of, well, the Republicans, they've enacted all these Jim Crow laws and Jim Crow 2.0, right? So there's some imagery, and it becomes this tool of communication of an idea or a sales technique, right? And that can be done, happen in sales too. All right, no train. The train just came by, so I'm not in really any fear of a train coming by. I saw it when I got out here. And no one likes Jim Crow 2.0, but the picture, if the picture gets out there, everyone's like, oh my God, stop. Oh, we don't want to be Jim Crow 2.0, right? So there's imagery that is being persuasive, and no one wants to be Jim Crow 2.0 and essentially be a racist. So therefore, well, let's go with this non-racist bunch. And all in all, you know, we're being subject to this imagery, right? And this happens, and there's several. I mean, like the Stanford prison experiment. Profound amount of imagery. The Bobo doll, another experiment. Profound. Pavlov's dog, right? The bell being rung prior to being fed. The mouth watering, right? Well, you've conditioned a dog, which is you know, you're evoking a picture of being fed when the bell's rung, right? And so all this stuff is used to provoke these vivid pictures of these outcomes, and that's not 100% classic imagery, but it's provoking these images to you know, get a response, and that continues to happen. The cleanest, most clearest election in history, 2020, right? No. That's a picture being painted about something, and contempt prior to investigation. So anyhow, so here we are. We're almost done with the walk. I don't know. Thanks for watching. There's Marley. Hey, Marley. Hey. Y'all have a good day.